Hey everybody, it's Christine with your weekly update for radical self-reflection with practical direction. And today my question for you is, are you a little too nice? May seem like a strange question coming from me because y'all know I'm all for being a loving person in the world. But what I notice is that being a little too nicey-nicey can often lead to resentment, which is not so nice and doesn't feel nice at all. So let me break this down for you. What I notice is that when there's someone in our life who we put on a pedestal in some way, whose approval we really want, who may be an authority figure, who we really care what they think of us, and we really want them to like us, or we really want them to think we're a good person, we're often overly nice. And sometimes we're so overly nice that we don't speak our truth, and we don't share what's really authentic for us. Because oftentimes those people we put in positions where we want their approval or validation or acceptance or whatever, sometimes they do things that cross boundaries, that feel dismissive or hurtful or shameful or whatever. And instead of really standing up for ourselves and speaking our truth, we try to kill them with kindness and get all nicey-nicey. But you know what? It doesn't work. And I don't mean it doesn't work in terms of changing their behavior, because remember, we cannot change other people, but it doesn't feel nice inside. Because part of us knows we're betraying ourselves and we're not being nice to ourselves. And then we're nice and nice and nice to that person, but internally we're just building more and more resentment. Because after a while you're like, I've been so freaking nice to this person and I still don't feel accepted or validated or seen or whatever it is. So here's what I want you to practice instead of the nicey-nicey. I want you to practice loving authenticity. What that means is speaking your truth and speaking honestly with personal responsibility. No blaming, no finger pointing, no making someone else wrong. And how you do that is you say, when you do XYZ, I experience blah, 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 or I feel. Ownership language, self-responsibility. But at the same time, taking a stand and really speaking your truth and really being authentic. Because what matters more than all that acceptance and approval and being seen as a nice person is that you are speaking your truth and you are an authentic person. Sometimes being a nice person is kind of overrated. Being a lovingly authentic person who's grounded in your self-honoring choices feels a lot different. And you know what? When you're not so nicey-nicey as a way to cover up something else and building resentment, you have a lot more niceness and a lot more love to really share with the people who can give it back. Oh, and wait, I forgot to say one very important thing. When you are lovingly authentic and speaking your truth and not building up all that resentment, it's way easier to love those people that you have any of those feelings towards from a more spiritual perspective. It's easier to send them light, to see beyond their actions, to really see the truth of who they are, and to send them love inside yourself when all that resentment is gone. So again, that overly niceness builds up too much resentment, and it's hard to really see with your spiritual sight. When you're speaking authentically and communicating your truth, then you feel like you're honoring yourself, you feel loving towards yourself, and it's so much easier to extend that real loving rather than just nicey-nicey behavior towards others.